everyone, and welcome to another live watch long show on Football Talk Podcast. My name is Ozzie, and I'm your host for this evening. Big game of the tournament so far, in my eyes, in terms of the two strong teams of the competition involves PSG and Atletico Madrid. So good, exciting game for us to watch. And as a Liverpool fan, I'm probably on Barcola watch as well as Alvarez watch because two of the players have been linked with a move to Liverpool. So yeah, we can enjoy the game as a neutral point of view, but also have our Liverpool hat on and scout these two players. Even though I know both players are extremely talented and I know what they bring to the table, but it'll be good to see them playing in a tournament and playing against each other as well. So it'll be a good occasion nonetheless. So what we'll do now before kickoff begins in a couple of minutes, we'll go through the lineups of both teams. The first one is PSG. So Donnarumma starts in goal, and you've got Hakimi on the right hand side, Mendes on the left hand side, Pacho and Marquinhos forming the back four, and in the midfield three you've got Fabian Ruiz on the left, João Neves on the right, and Vitinha in the central position. And in terms of the front line, you've got Kvaratskhelia on the left, Desiree Doué on the right, and Gonçalo Ramos starts in this game. Not a I guess it's a bit of a rare start for the attacker due to Dembele or Barcola being ahead of the pecking order. So it'll be a big test for him to see how he does, and also probably another player that we could do as a Liverpool watch as well because he has been linked to a move to the club. So if he produces a good account of himself, maybe the fans will warm up to that proposal of him possibly joining the club. But yeah, we'll see how he does today, and it's going to be against a tough opposition in Atletico Madrid, who are fantastically set up defensively. So it'll be interesting to see how they perform. And in terms of Atletico Madrid, you've got Oblak in goal, you've got Galan, Lorente as your fullbacks, and Longley and Lermont completing the back four. And in the midfield three, you've got Lino, Barrios, De Paul, and Simeone. That is Diego Simeone's son on that right wing. And up top, you've got Griezmann and Julian Alvarez. So, yeah, very, very excited to watch Alvarez today. Already rumors, flying around that he could be a potential target for Liverpool in terms of, possible talks beginning because there's another player that could be heading towards Atletico Madrid, and that is Andrew Robertson. We'll be doing a show later this evening to discuss the latest transfer rumor because it definitely came as a bit of a surprise for me last night. So I will talk about it later on today and have a deep analysis in terms of the situation and where does that put Liverpool in terms of the squad for next season. So it'll be very interesting, discussion. So please make sure to tune in. The show will begin at 10:30 p.m. straight after this watch along. So yeah, it will be a nice discussion to have, and hopefully, we'll get some clarity in the next few days. Because if Andrew Robertson does leave, then it's pretty much showing that we'll have to find another replacement. We've already got Kirkes through the door, but then we'll possibly need to sign another left back. So let's see what Liverpool ends up doing. But back to the topic, or back to the main highlight of this show, I guess, is the watch along, and that is between PSG versus Atletico Madrid. I can see all the players have been presented to the pitch. It felt like a WWE sort of entrance because each player was given their own sort of limelight as they walked onto the pitch, which is quite different. It's not something we see in the Premier League, and we definitely not see in Europe either. So interesting sort of setup there. And as it stands, it looks like there's a bit of a guard of honor. You got both players lined up. I don't know if that's how they set the team up together. Oh no, it's not guard of honor. It's because they were all split up in rows rather than alongside each other as one big line. But nonetheless, should be an exciting game. Should be a game of quality. Both teams have strong lineups. It's not a team that's been rotated or you're not seeing fringe players and such. It's pretty much the best teams or best lineups available. Now, in terms of the bench, let's see what options there are. So for PSG, you've got Lucas Beraldo, Lee Kang-in, Lucas Hernandez, Seni Mayulu, Warren Zaire-Emery, Safanov, Kamara, Mbaye, and Tenas. So no Barcola and no Dembele. Might need to check into the why that is. Um, is Barcola injured or has he been put to one side because of the uncertainty of his PSG future? That could put some light in terms of the rumor that Liverpool are very interested in the player. So let's see what the case is. I'm just checking to see why he's not playing today. Let's have a look. So, no, it looks like they're both. So it looks like, yes, it looks like Ousmane Dembele and Barcola have sustained muscle injuries, which happened during the France and Spain game. So that's why they'll be in doubts for today's fixture. So, okay, it's more of an injury issue rather than putting the player to one side because he might be in line of a transfer away from the club. So that doesn't look like to be the case. In terms of Atletico Madrid, we have Musso in goal. We've got Jimenez, Azpilicueta, former Chelsea player there. And speaking of former Chelsea player, Conor Gallagher on the bench as well. Koke, Soloth, Angel Correa, uh, Thomas Lemar. I'm sure Thomas Lemar is a name that rings a bell. We were linked with him very strongly. Uh, I'm sure into know how many years. It was a long time ago, quite a few years ago. I think we were earmarked to sign him for like £90 million. So I suppose say thank God that didn't happen because that would have been a crazy amount to get him to Anfield. Molina, Raquel May, and you've got Martin, Axel Witsel, Mandrava, or Mandava, I should say, Costis, and Alman there as well. So yeah, interesting in terms of the lineup. Very strong teams. So looking forward to this one. And yeah, let's see, what game we end up watching to. Hopefully it's a goal fest rather than a ball fest. But yes, only time will tell. So I can see kickoff is ready. There we go. So the game is underway now. Referee wasn't happy with the kickoff there, so he's bringing the ball back to play. Already showing a bit of attitude, the referee. He looks familiar. I think he was in the Champions League, wasn't he? The match is being played in Los Angeles. What happened there? Why did Bettina kick it forward like that? I don't know what happened there. Weird tactic there from PSG. Bettina just hitting it to the opposition. Good piece of skill there. That was Kvaratskhelia on the left hand side. Bettina, great piece of skill to get away from the player. Shifts the ball towards the right hand side. Hakimi. Ooh, great cross there from Atletico. Free kick to Atletico. Julian Alvarez had to take the free kick. And he does have this in his locker. He can produce, brilliant moments from set piece. There he is, number 19. Ooh, just hit it wide there. Great effort from the Argentine striker. Let's have a look from this great angle. Oh, just missed the post. I think that was on target. I think that would have gone in. I don't think Black, even though he did dive towards that direction, I don't think he was quick enough on his mark to retrieve that ball. So that definitely would have been a go if he had just a slight less bend on that one. Great pressing from Alvarez there. So today it's more or less Alvarez watch rather than Barcola, unfortunately. But we can still enjoy the game as a neutral, but of course enjoy Alvarez's performance because there is a possibility that we might be in for him. Hakimi, fantastic run on that right hand side, whipped in across but slightly overplayed. Kvaratskhelia claims the ball on that left hand side, great piece of skill. To Nuno Mendes, first time cross, Kvaratskhelia with an instinctive header, unfortunately goes over the bar. PSG with possession of the ball right now. Vitinha, heavy first touch, but still got the ball away. Vitinha to Mendes. Mendes so advanced as a left back. Oh, great ball there. Slightly overplayed it for Hakimi, but good attempt.
Wait, when did you stop?
10 o'clock,
And it was 10 minutes now.
8:13. Apologies there, my little one. I went to crash the stream there. That the ref has called it back for a free kick to Atletico Madrid. Ashik says, hi, Bill. Ashik, thank you for your comment and thank you for tuning. The ball takes the free kick. Not a good pass there. Really impressed with Alvarez so far in terms of his intensity up top. Chases the ball, doesn't give the centre back much time. Very energetic. He's got a Liverpool striker name written all over him, isn't it? But we'll see if that occurs. But so far, very impressed. PSG on the counter attack. Oh, Ruiz tries to find, I think, it's Vitinha on the edge of the box, but Nuno Mendes tried to get out of the way, ends up hitting his head and goes out for a goal kick. 10 minutes played, still 0-0 as it stands. Good touch from Vitinha. Dua's been a bit quiet. I've not seen him on the ball as much. Good interception from Ruiz. To Vitinha, turns, looking for the forward pass. Unable to do so. Oh, no, he does. Dua applies the free ball towards Ramos, but unfortunately Ramos wasn't able to get on the end of it. Looks like there's a player down. I think it's the Paul. Remember, we were linked with him a few years ago as well. Good player. Atletico signing him from Udinese. Was that a foul? Yeah, was a foul. Late reaction there from Due. Good first time pass from Oblak. Patch on the ball. I love it. Mendes, isn't it? Even in his left back spot, he's swapped with Ruiz, but I think that was due to transition more than anything else. That's what I feel like for Liverpool. It might be, useful for us to sign midfielder that's left-footed, it will just give us that different balance on that left-hand side. So, for example, whoever the left back is, because right now we're not sure who it is. Before it would have been Robertson and potentially Kirkes. Kirkes looks like he's, of course, set to join, but we don't know who the backup one will be. Will it be a new signing or will it be Simicast who actually ends up staying? But whoever the fullback is, it's safe to say that Kirkes will be first choice. So when Kirkes goes on a mazy run, you've got a player that's left-footed to come and cover and can even slot into a left-back position until Kirkes returns to his default position. So, some food for thought there. We have been linked with Angelo Stiller and Adam Wharton, who are both left-footed midfielders. So, those two players definitely fit that profile, and they're deep playmakers as well. So, definitely players that I'd like Liverpool to try and pursue in the summer. Because I know some fans have suggested that we don't need a midfielder. I think we do. I think it just strengthens the squad that one step further, and we can rotate the team a little bit more. That's probably why the likes of Gravenberch really struggled towards the end of the season because he wasn't rotating enough. So for me, that's going to be key in terms of how we compete in all competitions next season. But back to the game, Vitinha passes to João Neves, who's playing on the right side of the midfield three. Marquinhos will pull past there. Mendes claims the ball. Finds, was that Gonzalo Ramos? It was first time through ball, but too much power on that in the end. Tezudu is not going to chase that, let's be honest. Back taking his time to pick up the ball. Manages to do so now. Long kick from Oblak, intercepted by PSG. Donnarumma has the ball now. Vitinha, such a silky player. He was a player that we actually signed. We were linked with him before he went to PSG, so quite annoyingly he ended up making a move there. I don't think he even cost them. I think it was like 12, 14 million pounds. So money well spent for PSG. Former Porto player, of course. João Neves to Mendes. Hakimi. Vitinha to Hakimi. Ramos with the shot. Tame effort, to be honest with you. No real conviction in that shot. Straight at the keeper. Good interception there from Doué. Continues his run. Cut back pass. Oh, I thought Kvaratskhelia was going to go for a bicycle kick there. Ended up controlling it to the ground. Turns and shoots, but no real power in that shot, unfortunately. Bicycle kick would have been the better option, in my opinion. Great interception from Doué. Great run. Finds a pass. Deflection on the way in. Kvaratskhelia, for me, not brave enough to take that bicycle kick, unfortunately. Long live former Tottenham player. Playing his trade in La Liga nowadays with Atletico. Oof. Poor first touch there from the keeper. Still manages to make the clearance. Hakimi inverting. PSG all over the place right now, but still have possession of the ball. through Vitinha. Good pass from Vitinha to Ruiz. Does do a lovely ball towards Hakimi, but well intercepted by Longley. Hakimi still has the ball. Does do good piece of skill. Kvaratskhelia finds what a finish. I think that was Ruiz. Yes, it was. Great strike from the Spanish midfielder, left-footed on the edge of the box, right in the bottom corner. Fantastic finish there from the midfielder. Lovely finish there. No chance for All Black in that shot there. Great piece of skill from Desiree Doué to flick it over to Kvaratskhelia. A nice flick from him, and then the rest was history in regards to Fabian Ruiz's left-footed finish right into the bottom corner. Just got a comment here from AR. So AI says Bayern Munich 10. Wow, 10-0 victory. Let's have a look at that. Wow. Yeah, you're not wrong. 10-0 against Auckland City. Coleman with 2 goals. Sasha Bowie, Elise 2 goals. Oh, Hakimi brought to ground there by Longley. Definite free kick. Like a strong tackle and deservedly gets a yellow card. Muller with 2 goals and Jamal Musiala with the hat trick. I'm probably going to have to catch up with that one during half time. And that should be an eventful match there. And AR's comment is showcase world-class performance marked by clinical German efficiency, ruthless and lethal finishing, all underpinned by one-touch passing. Yeah, I'll be intrigued to see how they score the goals, but respectively, Auckland aren't a strong team, up against Bayern Munich. So it was always going to be a high scoreline. AR said the primary objective was to achieve victory, went to score more goals and play intricate strategies and exhibiting a strong desire to score numerous goals. Yeah, it's a great start for them. Tomorrow we've got Chelsea versus LAFC, so I will be doing a watch along for that fixture as well. I believe the game is 8 p.m. kickoff, so yeah, I should be available to do that. Chelsea will be facing up against a former striker in Olivier Giroud, who plays for LAFC nowadays, so it should be a good encounter. PSG have a free kick on that right-hand side. Vitinha and Kvaratskhelia are debating, not anymore. Kvaratskhelia ran over to the middle of the box. Vitinha letting the people know where to position themselves. Free kick taken, great cross. Oh, headed away by Atletico. Oh, poor clearance there. Kvaratskhelia nicks the ball from him. Desiree tries to dink the ball. Can it be kept in play? Yes, it can by Ruiz. Good turn from Doué. Can he shoot? Yes, he can, but no real power. He might have got a touch of a Atletico Madrid's player. Took the sting off the ball there. Good play from Alvarez to Lino. We got Simeone on the right hand side. Back to Alvarez. Alvarez through ball. Oof. Thought that was a perfect through ball there. Cleared away by PSG. Good turn of speed there. Oh, he's brought down. Simeone brought down. I think that was Mendes. Yes, it was. Mendes holding his neck like he's just been. Someone's giving him a wrestling move there. Yeah, he must be sent off. Last man as well. Enrique seems a bit concerned. Let's have a look. Great turn of speed from Simeone. Oh, I see why Nuno Mendes is holding the back of his neck. Simeone's boot right on the back of the neck, planted his studs there. So yeah, that's a sore one. So they're having a water break right now, but the ref still has a big decision to make. What is the outcome from that challenge? Is it a red card? Is it a yellow? Or is it nothing? You can't rule it out with these referees, honestly. Nothing's happened. It's been ordered as a throw-in. I'm confused as to what just happened there. I thought that would have been a foul, but no, it doesn't look like that's the case. Ooh, Liverpool trying to through ball there. Marquinhos blocks with a header. Great piece of skill there from Lino on that left-hand side. Oh, PSG on the counter. Fabian Ruiz fouled this time. So hang on, he gets a yellow, but same kind of moment happened earlier on and nothing was given. What is this? Honestly, this is why us fans get so frustrated with referees. There's no consistency in terms of what they do. Literally like for like moments there, and one gets nothing out of it, and the other one gets a yellow card. So make it make sense. That's what I would say. But at the minute, looks like PSG will get a free kick about 34 yards away. Looks like it's Nuno Mendes who's set to take this set piece. Fizzed it in there. PSG unable to control the ball. Martina with the first time shot. Not bad effort. Just drags it wide. But does it get a deflection? No, it doesn't. It's a goal kick for Atletico Madrid. Oh, good piece of skill from Doué. Loses the ball, unfortunately. Lino passes back. Galan on the ball. Unable to pass it forward. Blocked in the end, but gets a throw in. Poor pass there from Longley. Laziness there. Gives away a corner kick that could be costly now. Fabian Ruiz picks up a yellow. Not sure what entirely happened there, but bit of pushing and shoving. I think maybe the reason. Yeah, it looks like it with Fabian Ruiz. Slightly dramatic from Simeone, but yeah, probably learned that trade off his dad, so it is what it is. Corner kick set to be taken by Nuno Mendes. Whistle's blown. PSG with the corner kick. Good delivery. Headed away. Atletico on the counter. Through Alvarez. What can Alvarez do? Alvarez tries to find Lino there, but plays it behind him. Poor pass there from Alvarez. Bettina to Kvaratskhelia, who's come over to the right hand side. Marquinhos on the ball. Good pass. When the players are getting a drink break because it is very, very hot. I can, only imagine in Los Angeles. I'm feeling hot right now in London, so it can only be scorching over there. So yeah, I think half an hour mark is normally the time for a drink break. So I know we might as well get into the action as well. But in terms of the game, it's been decent watch to be fair. Kind of gives me that preseason vibe. I don't know if that's because of the weather or that it's been played in America and all that sort of. I don't know what it is, but it's not played, with the normal intensity that we see in the Champions League, for example. But nonetheless, it's been a decent watch. No real team has had, a clean cut chance. Gonçalo Ramos had a shot from outside the box. Of course, I know PSG got the goal, but in terms of other chances, not nothing really, substantial to extend the scoreline or to equalize. That was probably the best bit. Play all game. Great passing from Doué and Kvaratskhelia, and then laying it off to Fabian Ruiz. First time snap shot into the bottom corner. 1-0 to PSG. So positive start. But I definitely feel like there's more goals to the game. I feel like Atletico will respond at some point. PSG on attack. Cascade trying to get past the pool there, but unable to do so. Timioni. Alvarez, lovely pass from Alvarez to Lino. Lino driving down that left hand side. Oh, gets past Hakimi. Lays it up to, who's that? Galan. Unfortunately, Galan was blocked there with the interception from Jean Neves, I think it was. Marquinhos. Hakimi. PSG with the patient build up right now. Kvaratskhelia with a free roll right now. He's in the deep playmaker role right now. Trying to get involved in the game. Continue on the ball. Oh, poor pass there. The poor intercepts, but unable to guide it towards Alvarez. Both Argentine players showing real aggression in the front of the pitch. Mendes to Neves. Finds Hakimi. Plenty of space on the right hand side. Ruiz, long walk top towards Hakimi. Good pass there. Hakimi the first time cross as well. Finds Kvaratskhelia on the left hand side. What can he do? He cuts in. Passes to Jean Neves. Jean Neves back to Ramos. Ramos with the shot. More power in that shot in the end, but straight at the keeper. Black with the long throw towards Lina, but intercepted by Hakimi. Fabian Ruiz, through ball to a lovely flick there from Ramos. Ramos to Vitinha. Kvaratskhelia driving down the left hand side, cuts in. Can he shoot? Can't find half a yard. He gets pushed out the way by Llorente. Galan just about gets past Hakimi there. Almost lost the ball. Barrios on the ball right now. 3 players around him. Finds Galan on the left hand side. Excuse me. The ball, nice pass to Galan. To Barrios. Through ball to. Did he keep in play? No, he didn't. Throw into PSG. Looking very aggressive on that left hand side, but not really troubling Hakimi that much. Needs to be a bit more aggressive, in my opinion, a bit more direct. He's finding good spaces in that area, but he's not, punishing the opposition. He'll have 1 or 2 touches, then he'll just provide a comeback pass and just lose a bit of momentum going forward. So he needs to be a bit more adventurous in his runs there. Great interception there from Doué. Mendes driving the ball. Tries to find Doué. Slightly overplayed. No, it's okay. He's kept it in play. 1-on-1 against Galan. Nutmeg there. Cross towards Ramos, but headed away by Llorente. Kvaratskhelia on the left side. Vitinha shifts the ball across pitch to Hakimi. Hakimi to Doué. Nacho on the ball. Throw into Atletico on the halfway mark. Llorente on the ball to Simeone. Simeone. Strong tackle there, but referee waves play on. Doesn't say that's a foul. Ruiz to Vitinha. Mendes taking his time to release the ball. They're in no rush to go. About 2.5 minutes left until half time. Marquinhos. Good piece of skill from Vitinha. So neat and tidy on the ball. Again, Vitinha. Kvaratskhelia. Intercepted there by Lenormand. Good 1-2 there. Llorente tries to find Griezmann, but Griezmann able to control it. Had to slide in for that moment. Was he offside? Potentially. Mendes on the ball. I walked up towards Due. Looks like he's onside. First time pass to Ramos. Wayward attempt there. Went to side foot, but just lashed it and just went high and wide. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Can PSG hold on or can Atletico grab the equalizer just before half time? Llorente. Good turn from Simeone. Oh, that pass wasn't great. It was in between Alvarez and Llorente. New player was sure where to go. Alvarez has the ball now. To Llorente. To Griezmann. To the Paul. Griezmann with a shot. Straight at the keeper. Atletico's best effort of the half so far. But PSG on the counter now. Kvaratskhelia. Can't say what can he do. Finds Vitinha. Vitinha with a shot. Shoot. Good finish there. Very smart finish there in the end because when he got the ball, he did have, the whole goal to aim at, but he controlled it, measured, his movement, made sure that he got closer and had a clean effort on goal. And he did that exactly. And, the shot in the end, pretty much unstoppable because he was in more of a closer range than initially what happened before he received the ball. So great finish. Let's have a look at the replay. Yeah. Took about 5-6 touches there. And then when he found the perfect position, that's when he unlocked the shot and hit the back of the net. No real danger not scoring from that kind of range. Very silky play. Probably been one of the best players of the game so far. So good on the ball. One minute remaining. Can Atletico get a goal just before half time? Llorente with the cross. Blocked by Nuno Mendes. Corner kick for Atletico. Griezmann set to take the corner kick. Not the best of crosses, to be fair. The Paul has the ball, but close to the halfway line in the goal. Oh, poor play there from Simeone. And that is the halftime whistle. PSG 2, Atletico Madrid. Great start for PSG, scoring a great team goal with Ruiz, executing the final shot. And then literally a couple of minutes ago, just before halftime, PSG were able to equalize. So at this stage, PSG look like they're in a very, very strong position. Uh, Atletico Madrid might need to switch up their tactics or maybe go a different approach. They do have some good options on the bench. They've got the likes of Soloff there. He's a tall, strong number 9, so he can definitely have an impact. Koke, a bit more creative midfielder. If they want, legs in that midfield, Gallagher's your guy as well. And your Korea, and you got Thomas Lemar. So good options, available for Atletico if they want to switch it around a little bit. But for PSG, continue as they were. They've been in fantastic form and thoroughly deserve the lead, in my opinion. So, what we'll do now, we'll take a short break. And once we return, I will continue with the second half of the watch along. And yeah, feel free to get involved in the live chat. So, I'll see you guys very, very shortly. Hello and welcome back to the second half of PSG versus Atletico Watchalong. As I can just see, Atletico have made a substitution. They have taken off Lino for Koke, which is a slight surprise for me because I think Lino was probably one of the more positive players on that pitch for Atletico. But maybe they brought on Koke to stop any attacks coming from that side of the pitch. And it's a bit more of a compact midfield rather than having a player who's a bit more of an attacking threat on the byline. So different tactic, maybe to try and hold off the scoreline to go any further. But let's see, if that tactic is going to be fruitful because I'm not entirely sure. But let's see how it goes. At the minute, Atletico have a free kick just around the halfway line. No changes from PSG as I can see. The poor, lovely pass to Alvarez. Too much pace on that ball, but the idea was the right one. Routine on the ball. Risky game from PSG. Passes it back in the defensive area. Who's that? The Paul. He's got legs for days. Honestly, he runs around like, like a madman at times. But he's trying to get a reaction from his team, trying to be disruptive to the opposition. Sometimes you gotta use your energy to your strength, not to just waste energy by just running around headlessly. That's what it comes across to me. Gotta be a bit more calculated in terms of your pressing. Atletico the interception. Griezmann drives the ball, finds the pool. The pool, difficult pass there for Llorente. Wasn't the best angle for that pass. So we've got a foul there on the pitch. And a yellow card for Koke, who's just come onto the pitch. And it was on Kvaratskhelia. Clash of shins more than anything. I don't think there was any sort of maliciousness in that challenge. Okay, not impressed with that decision at all. Very vocal in regards to that decision. Kvaratskhelia shoots. Oh, hits the crossbar. Great effort from the Georgian there. Kvaratskhelia tries to find Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes couldn't lay off back to the player. PSG throwing around the halfway line. Marquinhos. Kvaratskhelia, fantastic shot. Cut inside. But let's give credit to the goalkeeper. Fantastic save from Oblak to hit it onto the crossbar and out. Great save there from the keeper. Long ball. Kvaratskhelia with the step overs. Loses it. How do you approach this second or third step over there? Okay. The pull. Oh, not enough pace on that ball to give it to Griezmann. Intercepted by PSG. Oblak. Clearance. Think it over towards Llorente. Good chest control there. Before good touch. Ball down, free kick to Atletico. Quick free kick taken. Alvarez driving the ball. Finds Simeone who's on the left hand side. Oh, it was a great cross there towards Alvarez. I think that was Gallon with the low cross there. Very, very unlucky. I think that would have been a goal if that had gone through. Alvarez going over to the corner flag to take the corner kick. Corner kick taken very quickly. The Paul, he shoots, blocked by Pacho. Alvarez on the ball, switches it towards the Paul, but he played it slightly towards the right flank and ended up being a wayward pass. Llorente, oh, trying to cut back pass towards Alvarez. Didn't have the direction there, unfortunately. Was it offside? PSG have the ball now through Kvaratskhelia. Vitinha driving the ball. Finds Due. Pacho to Mendes. Vitinha trying to thread that through. Well, he's done it to Due. Lovely pass from Vitinha to Hakimi. Shrugs that challenge off from Simeone. Excuse me. Mendes jogging over towards the flag to take the corner kick. Corner kick taken. Great cross. Punched away by All Black. As they do with the free ball. But unfortunately clipped it above everyone's head. And it's a goal kick for Atletico. Oh, Alvarez through on goal. Can he shoot? Yes, he can. What a finish from Julian Alvarez, future Liverpool striker that we're all dreaming of right now. Great finish. Atletico back into the game now. Let's have a look at the replay. Dewey loses the ball. Lovely pass there from Simeone to Alvarez. Interesting technique with the pass to the goal, I guess, because that's what it looked like. But I love it. Right into the bottom corner. Great finish there. Hang on, what's going on here? Referee going over to the screen for what? It's exactly. Was. It wasn't a purposeful tackle. It was, yeah, they collided, yes, but I think that's going to be hard to call that foul and to stop the play, or for to stop the goal from counting. What's he going to give? He's done the screen sign, but he hasn't told us what the decision is. Look, if you're unsure, give the advantage to the attacker. That's what you do in football. So what's happened? So it's not a goal. Wow, that's why you're getting sarcastic applauses there from Diego Simeone, and his son on the pitch is shocked and waving his arm around as well. So no, I don't think that's the correct decision. I think they were clutching there. It was a foul, but it's like not enough to stop the play, in my opinion, and stop the goal from counting. More importantly, I don't agree with that one. So I don't feel like it was a foul that was with like real intent. It was just two bodies colliding. These things happen, but hey, part of the letter of the law. I guess it's it's a foul. Therefore, the goal has not counted. So Alvarez has not hit the score sheet as of yet. PSG on the attack now. Hakimi, Jean Neves to Ramos. Not right. Yeah. There's a duel losing the ball there. Simi fouled again by Marquinhos. It looks like Atletico making three changes. Simeone is coming off the Paul as well. Correa's coming on, as well as Gallagher. And the third player, not sure who the third player was. They didn't announce it. I think it's Mandava. He's the one that's come on. Korea gets a yellow card right away. No time wasted there whatsoever. Just got a couple of comments here from Ozzie. Come back, big up. So it says, "Yo, Ozzie, what happened to Julian's goal? Why was it ruled out? It was ruled out because in the build-up play, Koke fouled one of the PSG players. I don't think it was a clean cut foul. I think it was more of a clash of bodies, but that was the reason why that goal didn't count. It was a great finish from Alvarez, so a bit of a shame that it didn't hit the score sheet. But yeah, that was the reason why it wasn't allowed. Bettina tries the ball, finds Hakimi. Even though that goal didn't count, I definitely think, oh my gosh, I was gonna say Atletico were going to be really up for it and more aggressive. So much so that the substitution or substitutes Korea, and now um, what's his name? What's his name now? Mandava. Sorry, that's his name. He's just been booked for for a foul there. They're gonna have to be a bit more calm. I know it's probably hard to say when you're watching a Diego Simeone team, but they need to be a bit more composed because if they're flying, you know, reckless challenges here and there, it's not going to help the cause. So they've got about 25 odd minutes to get something out of the game. 2-0 is not a crazy scoreline. If they get one, they have the momentum. But yeah, they've got to try and stay a little bit more calm now. Looks like PSG are making a substitution. It's Gonçalo Ramos that's been taken off, and you've got um, Mayulu who actually scored in the Champions League Cup final. The youngest, I think, goal scorer of all time, I believe. So, 18 years of age, comes on, has an instant impact, hits the back of the net. So he's come on today. Gonçalo Ramos, for me, has been a bit disappointed today. So, yeah, not been impressed with his play. And that's probably the reason why, fans have not been too excited with links to Liverpool. Because I personally don't think he's that, caliber striker that we need. If he was a backup, then it's a different situation. But I think we need someone that's going to lead the line. And for me, Gonçalo Ramos isn't the quality that we need right now. So yeah, I don't think there's any. Well, I hope there's no truth to any of those rumors. Right now, Korea tried to thread the ball with the outside of his boot towards uh, Julian Alvarez, but unfortunately was blocked by PSG. So yeah, in terms of Gonçalo Ramos, that's not the striker that I want at my club. So yeah, not for me. Long leg to Barrios. Barrios to Koke. Or PSG on the run. Kvaratskhelia holds the ball really well. Fabian Ruiz, to be fair, I think he should have gone for goal there. It was very obvious for him to cut back that pass to Due, but Due wasn't in a very good position. So I feel like that was a chance blown there. You've got Korea chasing for the ball. He's got it. He's on the edge of the box. Tries to get past Nuno Mendes, but you're not going to get past him with those type of skills. Very strong, Nuno Mendes in those one-on-one duels, and he showed it in that occasion. Marquinhos on the ball. Just got a comment here from Ozwrld Kabak saying thoughts on rumors that Real Madrid are targeting Konate next summer. Yeah, I saw this earlier on today on Twitter. Yeah, annoying to be honest with you. If that is the case, I really hope that Liverpool are smart enough to try and sell the player this summer rather than let him play his final year of his contract and then he goes out on a free just to where Trent did. And unfortunately, it's the same club again that's in this scenario. I don't know. It's a frustrating one. I think the club needs to sell. And I have said this quite a few times. If the player's not willing to sign a new contract, then we have to part ways. It doesn't matter, how much of a likable person he is or how much of a quality player he is. If he's not willing to commit to the cause, then he shouldn't be here. So I hope that Liverpool try and be a bit more smart in terms of their next movement now. If they have that inkling that he doesn't want to sign a new contract and maybe biding his time so he can get that free transfer to Real Madrid, try and sell him now, if I'm being brutally honest. But if not, it is what it is. Because sometimes it's quite difficult to sell a player of that caliber. But I feel like you can, if you've not publicly transfer listed it, but if you do it to that kind of nature, then you can get interest from other clubs. Whether the player will agree to those moves, it's a different discussion there. But if I was Liverpool and let's say Konate didn't want to leave this summer, he wasn't willing to leave, was showing um, that he wants to stay for one more year, but at the same time he's not willing to sign a new contract, then I'd sign his replacement this summer, and then he goes down the pecking order. He wouldn't be first choice in my opinion. That might sound very very harsh, but I want players to play for the cause, and if he's showing that kind of cleverness to remain at the club for another year in order to engineer that move to Real Madrid, you're not first choice. So, firstly, I try to sell him. If we're not able to do that, sign his replacement right now. And for me, I've earmarked Ousmane Diomande, the centre back from Sporting Lisbon, as his replacement. I think like for like, in terms of what he brings to the table, he's quite similar to Konate. So if we can bring him in, I think that'd be a fantastic bit of business. So yeah, let's see. It's disappointing. I was very annoyed to see that, and unfortunately, if I'm being honest, and I'm not just saying it for reaction, I think I can see him staying at Liverpool for another year and then going over there on a free transfer. The appeal to Real Madrid, I think, for him is everyone will say, oh, they've got the pull. Yes, they have put the pull, but you have to put a bit of context into why that player wants to go there. Um, there's a lot of French players that are currently there right now. You've got the likes of Camavinga, Chouameni, Mbappe. So he'd want to be part of that allegiance right there. I think that's what will, help him make that decision. But I'd be very disappointed if he decides to, move on because I feel like he's at a club where he could be the sort of the main man in the back, um, and can even be a future captain. I think he has that ability, that those credentials as well. So yeah, that one will be a tough one to take, if that does happen. But let's see. I think we've got so much business to do this summer that in terms of incomings and outgoings, like we might be surprised in terms of what Liverpool do as well. I don't think it's going to be as predictable as some would hope. The Robertson rumor that circulated last night and today, that was definitely something that came out of the blue because we all assumed that Robertson was going to stay and Simicast was the one to leave, but it looks like it might be the other way around. So I'm doing a show later on this evening at 10:30 to talk about that Robertson rumor in more detail. So feel free to join, and then yeah, we can have a discussion about that, and then kind of forecast what Liverpool needs to do this summer. Because I don't want it to be where we, let certain players go and then a bit short in terms of quality in that defensive area. Or Black almost gave the ball away. It was outside of his box there, but just about got the clearance away. 73 minutes played. PSG 2, Atletico Madrid 0. Atletico Madrid very aggressive in their play right now. They've just brought on Soloff to lead the lines, so he'll bring something different up top. More of a focal point, which I think they do need now. Soloff on the ball. Soloff was a Crystal Palace player, wasn't he? I'm trying to remember his impact there. He didn't do much there, but he's gone on to play for some decent clubs. Is that Atletico Madrid now, which is not a bad club to be at. Kimi on the ball. I feel like the game's got a very much pre-season vibe now. Atletico seem a bit defeated, but they're still showing aggression to some extent. With Soloff in the team now, you've got Alvarez playing on that left-hand side. And that's something I mentioned about Alvarez in the past where, he is a number 9 that can play as a number 10, can play on the flanks and do a really good job for the team as well. So, just because he's playing out wide doesn't mean he's not impactful. He can definitely cause some sort of disruption to the opposition. Gallagher wins a corner kick. No, he doesn't. Looks like because I'm seeing all sorts of theatrics on the sidelines. Things haven't gone to Atletico's way in this game, unfortunately. Dewey on the left-hand side tries to through ball towards the young striker. They unfortunately wasn't able to control the ball. He's nicked the ball off All Black. Hakimi. Great piece of play from the young striker there. Caught the keeper by surprise. He's furious with what happened there. But I don't think Malulu did anything wrong. Someone's just been booked there. I'm not sure who it was. I think it was Longley for his rebuttal for that moment there. No, he got the ball clean there, to be honest. Rolled it to him, basically. Oh, is there someone being sent off? What's going on? He just picked up 2 yellows. He's been sent off. I think it's gone to their heads. They've been rattled now, so some more substitutions for PSG. You've got Nuno Mendes, Doué coming off for Hernandez and Mbaye. So some opportunities there. Well, one for the youngster and one for Lucas Hernandez there. Long live the yellow card. Just seeing what happened there. Was he a bit booked beforehand? Regardless, still got a sending off there, which is a bit annoying. Oh my God. Atletico with a fantastic chance. Soloff missing a glorious chance, practically an on goal. Hits it high and over the bar. Great cross there. How did you miss that? Oh my God. That is poor. What a miss. What a miss. Yeah. I was gonna come out and just said it. What a miss. Ozan Kabak's comments from previously, and he says, I agree, Ozzy. As much as I admire Ibu's game and personality, the club is most important. Yeah, definitely co-signed that. Can't believe about adding value to the future of the club. Exactly. That we've been mugged up with the Trent thing, so I don't think the club wants to be in that situation again. And even from a fan's point of view, you don't want to go through that kind of roller coaster as well, where players won't communicate that it's their last year, even though they will probably know in the back end that they are only going to stay for one more year. And they kind of you feel like you felt like you've been strung along, and that could happen with the Konate thing because he might give small inklings that he might stay, he might not stay, and it's that whole that whole Trent saga all over again. So I think if it's clear that the player doesn't want to sign a new contract, he needs to part ways. Trent might be in a slightly different situation because he was Scouse. We just assumed that he would eventually just sign the contract. Whereas with Ibu, he's been offered a contract, I'd like to say from earlier this year, and he's actually confirmed it in the press conference that he has a contract on the table. It just hasn't been signed. So that sounds like he's not happy with the terms, or maybe he's been swayed by rumors. Maybe they've made that phone call to him this year or last year, because they seem to be doing that in a very measured approach where they approach these players, years in advance and have said, look, if you want to join us, you have to play out your contract and then join us on a free transfer. So it could be another Trent situation. I really hope it isn't. I'm sure that the hierarchy at the club will get to the end of it in terms of what are his intentions. Does he want to stay? Does he want to leave? And if he's giving, responses that, no, I want to play for Liverpool this season, and then we'll talk about the future. Then just sell him. I don't really want, because that just indicates to me that we're just getting, strung along again. So for me, it would make more sense just to sell him now, cash in on him. In terms of valuation, obviously last year of his contract, if he was a player that had a number of years in his contract, he'd cost quite a bit in my opinion. Um, I'm not even sure what range because it just depends on the clubs that would be interested in him. I'd just send him off to Saudi, I just do that, and he can go to Saudi for 1 year and then make his move back to the to Real Madrid one day if he wanted to. But I feel like we need to just try and cash in on him as much as possible. If we can, get like 50 million for him, I think that'd be decent. I think that might be, some may say that's too much, but that is a quality player right there in Konate. He's a player that could potentially be one of the best centre backs in world football for years to come. So I know it's his last year of his contract, but you know, the minimum that I'd want is what we paid for him in terms of that was around 35, 40 million. So if another team, because it's not going to be Real Madrid, we're not going to negotiate Real Madrid. If it's another team and they're willing to pay that kind of amount, then maybe PSG, the team that we're watching right now, they'd want to sign Konate because I'll be honest with you, actually doesn't convince me. If I'm being honest, I think Marquinhos is the man in that defense. Pacho, I still have reservation. I don't think he's that good. If I'm being honest with you, he's solid, but I don't think he's invincible. I think you can definitely get better centre back if you know what I'm saying. Like if they had Konate and you had Konate and Marquinhos in your team, then you're talking. So Hakimi, hey Hakimi, why do you not shoot? Oh, poor decision making it from Hakimi and great finish there from Mayulu on the half turn, bang, smashed it in towards the bottom of the goal. Great finish from the youngster. Honestly, I feel like he needs to be playing more than Conchalo Ramos. Conchalo Ramos for me didn't offer anything today and hasn't really done much since he joined PSG. He looks like he's a talented player with a lot of energy and something about him as well. So great finish from the young player there. AR says player power. Yeah, that seems to be the theme right now, unfortunately, with certain players. With Konate, I hope that we find some sort of indication, in terms of where the player, where his head is at. Because if he wants to leave, just sell him now, honestly. And if Real Madrid want to sign him now, then they got to pay premium price. So for me, they got to pay like 60 odd, 70 odd million. So PSG back at it again. Mayulu, come on. Can't be making those runs and looking around you. You've got to be direct there. And the awareness should have been there. That ball was going to come to that side of the pitch. So should have done better than Mayulu. I was going to come back saying PSG too good at the moment. Oh, too good for AM. Is that who's AM? Is that Marquinhos? I'm not sure who AM is. I think you're referring to Marquinhos, right? So, but yeah, hopefully we get some sort of clarification with Konate. I don't want it to be where the window closes and we still don't know where we stand. Is he going to get a new contract or not? So yeah, we'll see. Because I know Arsenal are worried in regards to Saliba possibly going there as well. I think Saliba has 1 year remaining as well, right? If I'm correct. Also, he's got 2 years on his contract, so it could easily be where they get Konate 2026 and then get Saliba 2027. It seems like the logical approach for Real Madrid. So I don't like it. Of course, I don't. But it's the modern game where not modern game, modern day where money talks, and with certain clubs, they have to use unethical measures in order to acquire those players, and that's what Real Madrid do. I'm not here to sound bitter or anything like that. It's the truth. Just look at the history. So there's no coincidence why they get their way or why they get players of elite quality on free transfers. And by good turn, decent shot, ends up hitting his own player there. Shao levels at the ball there. Good pass to and by 4 minutes of stoppage time. Poor pass there. Vitinha getting the superior player of the match. Probably milk it with these um, business partnerships there. But yeah, Vitinha definitely man of the match. I think he's been outstanding today. Pulling the strings from midfield. Yeah, he's been everywhere. So yeah, finally deserved. And by on the ball to Mayulu. João Neves. All Blacks had to take a goal kick. Minute away before the game concludes. Oh, what's going on? There's a possible penalty check. It really isn't Atletico's day today, honestly. Nothing seems to be going their way at all. Let's have a look. Yes, he's blocked it, but it's in very, close distance. I feel like I'm an Atletico fan because I keep backing them, but these decisions don't seem to be like clear-cut decisions. Look at the distance; like he's literally smashed the ball, and it's hit him in that kind of manner. So he's gonna give a penalty. He keeps doing that and then doesn't say what's this referee is annoying, honestly. It's a penalty. For Atletico. That's harsh. Honestly, I think that's really harsh. Yeah, sorry, I clocked it afterwards. I know you meant Atletico Madrid. Sorry, I didn't clarify it. But yeah, I got what you meant after I stopped reading the comment. Um, I don't think that's a pen. I think it's harsh. I see his arm like moving away. Oh, so I'm just laughing at the player's reaction. Look like he got shot. The way his face just got all disgruntled. Um, I don't know. I thought it was a bit harsh, but let's see. Let's see what happens now. We've got PSG with a penalty right now through Lee Gang in. Is he able to make it four for PSG? Nice finish. And it is 4-0 indeed. And it's been a massacre today for PSG. Okay, the ref just needs to blow the whistle um, for Atletico Madrid's misery, unfortunately. Good penalty, nice and clean. And that is the full-time whistle. PSG 4, Atletico Madrid nil. In the end, ended up being a good game. One-way traffic, if I'm being honest. Of course, the scoreline will reflect that, but Atletico didn't really trouble PSG. They had a couple of chances. They had a great chance in the second half. It was an open goal miss from Soloff. Um, but yeah, good win for PSG. Um, being one of the stronger teams in their groups. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the remaining fixtures of the group stages. But that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to Ashik. Thank you to AR, and thank you to Oz and Kabak. Appreciate your comments and your engagement today. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. I will be doing a show very, very shortly in 25 minutes as we'll be discussing the rumors linking Robertson to Atletico Madrid, ironically. So that will be the topic of discussion today. So feel free to join and get involved in the live chat. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care, stay safe. I hope to see you guys very, very soon. Goodbye.